Tonight on Bondi Rescue, the biggest waves of summer.
You've got to be a little bit mad, I think, to go, I want to go and do it.
What happens when things go wrong?
If you don't make it, you're just going to get absolutely pumped for sure.
A birthday swim nearly ends in tragedy.
When I got there, she couldn't move. She was just lifeless.
And Bondi gets some special visitors.
They're awesome, eh?
6 a.m. on Bondi.
Well, summer season's coming to an end now and it's getting a lot colder and yeah, we're getting gearing down for the winter period ahead. Well, during the winter it's freezing. It's usually a lot of wind and sometimes it's raining and the water gets down to about 16 degrees and you rock, paper, scissors of a morning to see who puts the flags up because it's so cold and yeah, it's not pleasant.
As the summer crowds dwindle, there's more room for Mother Nature.
Yeah, we've got a Port Jackson shark in the pool here. Maybe a fisherman's throwing it in here as a joke. Or it's washed in with a high tide. It's definitely causing a bit of commotion with the public. We've got to get it out.
Sharks and kiddies pools aren't a good mix. Even though it's small, a Port Jackson shark can bite if provoked.
Oh! He's looking for Jane now.
Harry's remains characteristically brave in the face of danger.
Oh, getting out of the water. Just got to have eyes in your back of your head at this stage.
Or better still, a lifeguard who's braver than you.
Hold on, little fella, we're trying to help you.
When it comes to animals, lifeguards are less familiar with rescue techniques.
Look at that. Look at that.
Take out the hook. Pull the hook out.
I'll hold in, you take it out.
The shark has a hook and trace caught in its mouth.
No, it's stuck. Can you hold his head? And it's just too tight, isn't it?
Yeah, give him a kiss and chuck him back in.
Give the little bugger a kiss.
The hook will eventually rust out. What the shark really needs is to get back in the water.
I sense potential danger and I feel it on my skin, but at no stage was I threatened by the creature within.
Former rugby international Matt Burke is on another rescue mission.
I just had a report, a couple of seagulls that have tangled themselves up with some fishing line.
Burke played 23 tests on the wing for Australia. So how does a wallaby catch a seagull?
Oh no, that didn't work. Oh, there's that many hooks in it. Here's your wing, buddy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Animal rescue.
Reedy's conducted a rescue of his own.
It's just one of those birds, I think, that fly for like miles and miles, and they get heaps tired. He's just about to get pumped, mate.
It's a mutton bird.
What are they like? What's a mutton bird?
Mutton birds migrate to and from the Arctic each year, and this one looks exhausted.
It'll just rest. Just need a box. It'll just let it rest for a night, and then we'll let it go tomorrow. Just give him a little drink of water.
At the Bondi Zoo, all it's missing is a crocodile.
Righty, have a go at these lifeguards, would you? Little ribbons.
Steve Irwin, crocodile hunter, has come to Bondi to film a new show starring his daughter Bindi.
What's the plan, mate? What we're doing is just standing in a line, looking really professional because you guys are the world famous Bondi Lifeguards. Righto. Hey, so that's about it. Pretty tough
Celebrity
job.
or not, a rescue waits for no man. A German tourist is in trouble. A fierce rip pulls him out to sea.
Holy hell.
People come down here, they cannot swim. But he was standing up.
Yeah, they just panic, mate. They just can't swim at all and they just get so scared.
done a couple of rescues myself, actually. A couple of Italians came over, had no idea about swimming, just went straight out. This really big, monstrous, hairy guy. Like, he was so hairy, he was getting bogged down, he was that hairy. And I was on a jet ski, you know, just hacking around surfing on it. Went in and grabbed him and got him in, and the ambulance came and pumped him out and everything. He was in a world of trouble. He lived.
Now the show can go on.
Action, honey.
Here I am at the world-famous Bondi Beach, and behind me are the world-famous Bondi Beach Rescue Lifeguard.
Well, almost. Take two.
Here I am at the world-famous Bondi Beach, and behind me are the world-famous Bondi Lifeguards.
The lifeguards patrol until 7 p.m. Just before knock-off, screams come from the water. A girl is caught in a rip. She's going under, and her boyfriend can't keep her afloat. Tom gets to the struggling girl just in time. She's exhausted, but safe.
Looking pretty weak in the water.
They're really starting to pump now.
Yatesy has joined in and picked up the boyfriend. Just a few moments later, and this girl might have been dragged lifeless from the water.
What's your name? Catisse. I'm just going to put some oxygen over your head, okay? Make it a little bit easier for you to breathe. I want you to breathe normally. In through the nose, out through the mouth, okay? Nice deep breaths.
The guy was trying to support her and hold her up, but the rip was just too strong, and she just went under. When I got there, she couldn't move. She was just lifeless. She was her head was underwater. I picked her up by her hair, and I said, you okay, you okay? And she couldn't say anything, just water just came out of her mouth. I had to drag her up the beach a little bit, she couldn't find her feet. Just when it was heavy, I got there and she was just gone.
You want to try sitting up?
Nice and slowly.
Nice and slow.
Having taken on so much water, the danger's far from over.
She's finding it really difficult to breathe through the lungs, and she's got a really sore throat. We've had cases in the past where people go home and lie down, they get themselves in a whole lot of trouble because they've got salt water sitting in their lungs. You can open yourself up for pneumonia or bronchitis or whatever else. And a lot of people don't think it's that serious, but she was in a pretty dire situation.
My name is Tom, I'm the guy that rescued you just before. That's alright. You feeling a little better? I'm really sorry I had to drag you up by your hair. I couldn't get a grip on you. What was going through your head when you were underneath? Do you think you're going to die? Yeah?
My birthday tomorrow.
Is it? How old are you turning?
20.
Well, happy birthday for tomorrow.
I thought I was going to die and make it become a birthday.
Well, reborn. Live to die another day.
Patisse is off to hospital to be certain water hasn't damaged her lungs.
To save a life without sounding too corny, it makes you feel complete. I can't really put it into words that well, but you do, when you go home at night, you just have this overwhelming sense of well-being. It fulfills every feeling you could ever want to feel as a human. See you guys.
Reedy's come to check on the recovery of his patient.
It's the only bird I've ever picked up off the beach. Has anyone checked on her lately? Oh, looks like she's carked it. It's f***ing dead. Poor thing. Oh well. Sorry, little fella. See you in the next life. It's a shame. This was an unsuccessful rescue. One of the few that we have here. The only one we've had here this year so far.
One of the most difficult challenges for lifeguards are deep water searches for lost swimmers and dead bodies.
And the diver's still missing. The last time they saw him was about an hour ago and he was unconscious.
A diver's gone missing 5 kilometres offshore. Lifeguards assist in a search until water police advise the situation is in hand. But at nearby Tamarama, unconfirmed reports suggest someone else has gone missing.
There's been a report of a guy, he's been missing since 11 o'clock last night
Apparently the people that were swimming with him said that he didn't come back in, so the guys have been called out this morning.
In situations like this, lifeguards call in more firepower.
Bondi Lifeguards, helicopter Care Flight 1. This is Bondi Lifeguards, welcome to Bondi Care Flight 1. He's located at the southern end of the beach, just off the icebergs, over. Yeah, thanks Bondi Lifeguards, we've got him sighted. We'll winch down the ambulance paramedic into the water and we'll make the pickup. Copy that, Care Flight 1, we're ready when you are.
Reports of a missing swimmer turned out to be a false alarm. Lifeguards and the NRMA Care Flight chopper used the opportunity to conduct a training exercise.
It's good to do these training drills because if it's large surf or something, we get out there with a patient and the patient's in major difficulty, we can call the helicopter, they come, and then we get used to harnessing each other up and lifting up into the helicopter if we need a major rescue with a patient, so yeah, it's great.
Harry's is the next guinea pig. He's nervous, having had a bad experience with a helicopter before.
I'd just be thinking straight away I'm going to get sucked up into this thing, and I couldn't even communicate with the guys up in the helicopter. I just was trying to paddle to get out of there.
Now, it's Harry's turn to be at the other end of a rescue.
As soon as I seen all the water going to the side, the guy's trying to hook you up, and you're thinking, has he got this bloody thing hooked up alright? Am I just going to fall out as soon as I get up there? And he's playing around, you're thinking, oh no, human error here, but you get pulled up and you can just hear the rotors so close to your head. And I just didn't want to even nearly look up and look around, and that was just the best view ever.
Mate, Harry's had the biggest smile. Look at this at Luna Park. I'm going, yeah!
Been on the beach 10 years. I'm going to be on the beach for another 30 years. There's going to be so many times where I'll be working with these guys, so I wanted to get better at it and not fear it at all.
Bondi Lifeguards, helicopter Care Flight 1. Thanks again. It's been a pleasure working with you. See you next time.
Half the beachgoers at Bondi are tourists, but they account for most of the rescues. Eamon and Jerry have applied plenty of sunblock for their first day at Bondi, but that's where the common sense ends. Eamon is going for a swim outside the flags and straight into a rip. A surfer spots him in trouble just as Whippet heads out. Eamon's mate Jerry recognises a photo opportunity for the folks back home.
It's the first time that I've been in the sea at Bondi.
Ah, okay.
So,
oh well, it's good to get rescued first go, get it out of the way.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Your mate's out there as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just there. Can you see him with the goggles on him?
Yeah.
Not to be outdone, Jerry's gone for a swim in the same rip.
Now it's the other one copping it. Oh, how can you be that silly?
Whippet does the honours second time round.
Too strong for me. Too strong.
I told him you were a good swimmer.
Anywhere near the yellow signs is really dangerous because there are no swimming signs, so let's head between the flags next time. And yeah, it's all good. Cheers, mate. Sunscreen and have a good day.
It's late in the season, but tens of thousands are still at the beach. Huge crowds, big swell. It's a lethal cocktail.
In that rip again, we need as many as we can get there straight away.
Yeah, copy that, mate. Yeah, Danny's there now. Over.
Lifeguards are caught short.
You're right. Come on.
A Bondi Rescue cameraman assists a panicked swimmer until lifeguards can get there. As the afternoon wears on, temperatures and tempers rise. By day's end, even lifeguards' tempers are frayed.
I just can't be here every day doing this shit.
The afternoon shift is over, but swimmers won't go home despite dangerous conditions.
as much as I want to go, you know, it's ridiculous. You have to stay. Someone dies.
Finally, pack-up time. But suddenly, it's all hands on deck.
Go. Go. 7:30 in the afternoon. We've already done half an hour's overtime just packing up. Had about 3 Asian tourists that go under. Luckily, some of the public were here. They lashed under one of the surfers' boards and we've rushed down to lend a hand.
We've been down here since 9 this morning. We've rescued over 50 people. How much more do you want us to do? Help us out, please. We've busted our backsides. Please, help us. No more. The beach is too dangerous to be swimming. Get out of the water, mate. And tell your parents that this is not a good spot to be swimming. We're flogged. Thank you. I'm sorry I had to do it, Tiz, but it had to be done.
As summer winds down in Bondi, it's cyclone season up north. Cyclone Larry tears into Queensland. Not long after, huge lines of swell march all the way to Sydney. Lifeguards have closed the beaches. But the men who've stopped everyone else swimming are about to head out for some off-duty adventure of their own.
Yeah, it's definitely dangerous out there today by the looks of it. There's a solid 6 to 10 foot swell. It's a bit sort of messy, so we're going to have to be really on our toes and just be aware that anything could happen at any time.
Well, if you don't make it, you're just going to get absolutely pumped for sure. We're kind of prepared for that. You're going to rely on Azza or whoever your partner is out there to make sure nothing happens to you. And I've got total trust and faith in Azza. I'm not too worried at all.
We're going to struggle getting out.
It's stoked?
Yeah,
good man.
The surf's normally crowded. Now, there's just 2 madmen taking on monster waves.
If there's 2 people you want out there and you feel safe, it's these 2, Azza and Kerrbox.
Azza takes off on the first cyclone wave, testing the conditions. There's bigger waves to come. Word's got around and a crowd gathers.
Sick one, look at that turn, it's sick.
Tow-ins must be carefully timed. Azza gets pulled into a monster wave, but cops his first beating.
That's mental.
2 skis arrive with more off-duty lifeguards. Dino pulls Aaron into his first wave, but he disappears under tons of water. Dino searches for him, but he's been washed toward the sheer cliff face. Bobby tries to direct Dino on the radio.
Mate, he's in trouble, mate. You need to get in here soon.
But Dino isn't getting the signal.
Mate, you need to get in here in the rocks, mate, soon. He's in trouble.
Against the rip and waves, Aaron can't make it back out. He has no choice but to be swept along the cliff face to the next beach.
Dean's got no idea, I don't think where he is.
Oh, I copped a beating then. Oh, shit.
Back out to sea, Azza gets towed into the wave of the day.
Bigger than 15, it's got to be 17.
You've got to be a little bit mad, I think, to go, I want to go and do it.
It's the best big wave performance in the area for years.
Balls of steel, mate. Balls of steel.
Yeah, it's special getting days like this, just as the fact that they don't come around very often, and when they do, you're all ready to go. You're watching the swell charts for a couple of days, and when you wake up and see it pumping, you're just like, we're out there.
The end of summer is tinged with sadness. Even old sparring partners like Corey and Reedy are seeing eye to eye.
So I suppose Reedy never thought we'd be sitting down having a beer after work together, eh?
No, it's interesting. Very interesting.
Don't start touching me up, buddy.
All these guys have already done it all, you know what I mean? So you do want to learn and earn their respect, definitely.
There's a lot of lightweights who come for one season and they work out, you know, that it's not really the job for them. It's a lot harder than they thought it was going to be, or they're just not willing to put in the hard work in the surf and learn how to do the job properly, and they just pass through, you know, transient workers. But you're earning my respect more and more every year. You just got to keep going the way you're going, I guess.
Thank you very much.
So we'll be back
Cheers.
here again next summer.
Yeah, definitely. Do it all again.
Sun, surf, sand, freedom. It's why people flock to Bondi and why the Lifeguards exist. For the moment, it's their turn to enjoy Bondi Beach.
Boys, radioed us from Bondi and told us there was a pod of dolphins on the way. So we're coming out to investigate. Look at them jumping out.
Oh, they're awesome, eh? Absolutely awesome.
And hundreds of them. Oh my God. Oh, look! Oh, mate. It's kind of freaky.